New recording has begun. It's a tactical retreat, yeah.
No amount of scrubbing can remove the stains of such.
Still no Wolf, no. I need him to spawn though. Look at Kitten. Evasive, Hippocratic, hard-skinned Vestal. Crazy. How did you know that the nightmare wasn't going to spawn? I thought it would spawn after the rest phase. So the way you know is they made it so that she says something. So after you eat the food at the camp, if the shield breaker says, it's like one of 3 different lines, like, there will be no rest for me tonight, or something about them crawling up her arms or whatever. But if she does a bark, it's called, where she emotes above her a line, you know you're gonna get the nightmare. If she doesn't do that, you're not gonna get the nightmare. Sucks. I remember when it was guaranteed, and then Redhook was like, the nightmare mechanic is confusing to players, so we're gonna make it happen only 50% of the time. Yeah, that'll be less confusing. Thanks, Redhook. All right, let's get rid of Antsy, Lock, and Hard Skins. Yeah, there's several of them, but basically if she barks once you eat the food, you know it's gonna happen. I only have 50% of the time. I am not, because then it's harder to plan for it. Like having her own boss runs. I mean, the nightmare can still happen, but at least you know it's going to happen and can plan for it more easily if it's a guarantee. And then you can get them done, right? There's a limit to how many nightmares there are. So once they're done, she won't get them anymore, and then she gets the buff. We've been searching for that permanent buff for her for so long. Just can't get him. Can't get it. No, there's 7 nightmares. 3 apprentice, 2 veteran, 2 champion. So once you do her first 3 nightmares, no shield breaker will get them anymore in apprentice. Once you do 5, no shield breaker will get them in apprentice or veteran. Once you do all 7, you're done with the nightmares. Oh no. I guess we're gonna do our first short dungeon in a long time to open up flesh. We still haven't passed on the curse, man. Really unlucky. Usually you would look at that as positive luck, right? But I'm trying to get our apprentice people cursed. Whatever. All right. Luminous Natural Swing. Curial. Okay, Louis will go in. Reezy, we're gonna go ahead and get the worries off of you this week. So now Laudanum should work. Well, I mean, it would completely undo the mechanic entirely. No worries then. Yeah, Laudanum isn't too great. We've actually used Laudanum in this run much more since we don't have any stress healers though. So, not really. See. So we'll take Smarty. There's no camping in here, so we just need to blast through this. QZ we might need for Wolf. Same thing with Clinch. Warren's Tactician though. Yeah, we'll take Clinch. Wolf, Champ Cove. We also took it into the farmstead with this team. Yeah, it would be nice if we gave like minus incoming stress or something, yeah. Yeah, that's true. The district does help with it. Yeah, we should be good. Kami doesn't matter. Okay, any stress we need to get rid of this week? I don't think so. Arbalest Musketeer, you know, they're good in a mark comp, but they feel very weak to you compared with similar slot units like the Plague Doctor Jester. It depends. So marks in general are slow, Tomrin, unless it's against certain enemies or certain bosses, namely bosses that have only one action per round. They're actually pretty good, though. I think Arbalest and Musketeer are a little underused. Arbalest and Musketeer's base damage is pretty much equivalent to the Hellion. They're very close. I think Hellion's top end is like 18 or 19, and Arbalest Musketeer is like 16 or something like that. But where they really shine is the wield. So one of the really strong things about Arbalest Musketeer is their ability to get rid of stun and marked targets. So if you take an Arbalest or a Musketeer into the wield, you don't necessarily need a Man-at-Arms as much in there to help. Of course, you don't need either, but it makes it a lot easier. So also, it completely undoes the mechanic of the Swine King, Prince, God, etc. So I think Musketeer and Arbalest are fine. I think they might be underused by a lot of people. But yeah, you're right. They do compete with those prime slots. But it's a perfect one to put in a team with an Occultist, Frontline Occultist, and Frontline Occultist is good, is really good, so. It's 14 top end? I thought it was 16. Who has the 16 top end? Yeah, more accuracy too, so. Arbalest Musketeer is one of those prime examples of getting rabies on them and it not being a big deal. Is it worse? I don't know. Just depends on the enemy, I guess. All right. All right. We're gonna go. Let's see. They do not have Hippocratic, so we're gonna go healing and scouting. I think we're gonna go basically the same as we did last time. Just stack and dodge. Do I need to take the skull in here? I don't think so. It's a short one. The odds of us getting hit are pretty low anyway. We need to save some of these shards for harder dungeons. So maybe we'll take Overture instead. Okay. Her heal is actually really good too. She has started to heal. Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, it's one of those things, like I say, the difference between like S tier and F tier, if you want to get into these silly tier list things, Dark Dungeon is so low. You can build a team around people. They can do whatever content it's in the game for the most part. All right, so we're gonna try to get this. Nope, Caretaker's there. Crap, man. We're running out of time to get to the Fanatic. We might end up having to do a champion Fanatic. Ugh. Sounds terrible. Oh well. Nothing we can do about it. Alright. Upgrades, trinkets, skills. Camo doesn't matter. Upgrades. Trinket, skills. Upgrades, trinket, skills. Trinket, skills. Let's go. We're going very over-prepared because why not? We don't need any loot from the dungeon, so. Right, food, shovels, torches, blood. What's one boss that you've never fought, Fluffkins? Sure, what's up?
They breed quickly down there in the dark. But perhaps we can slay them even faster.
Might as well. Oh, you've never fought the Fanatic? Fanatic's basically like Super Hag. We'll just jump in front. We need to kill the Brigand Raider first. Is it minus protection or dodge? Hers is minus dodge. Yeah. Arbalest Musketeer also good examples for if you want to actually kill the Shrieker instead of just survive to round 5. Yeah, only lasts 2 rounds, so again, the Shrieker, it's gonna fall off the Shrieker the same round that you put it on there, but if you can get some hits in before it falls off, kind of like debuffing with
our community grows.
Rec, I don't know if I'm getting your name right, but thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, if you're wanting to actually kill the Shrieker, yeah. You have to kill the Shrieker in order to win, but if you want to kill the Shrieker, then Arbalest or Musketeer debuff. Give one of the, I forget the name of the trinket, but there's a trinket that gives them debuff skill chance as well. And then there's a accuracy trinket for them, obviously. Get that combo, and you're good to go. Well, like I said, there are classes that are weaker than other classes, but I think all the classes are viable in all content in the game, honestly. If you build around their weaknesses, absolutely.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Occultist is incredible. He does one thing okay. Occultist is incredibly awesome. We just had a deathless Blood Moon run where I used an Occultist in every single team. He was instrumental in a lot of it. Best stun, best single target stun in the game. High crit chance. Can heal from any location. Amazing debuffs. Shuffle proof. It's really good. If they changed his heal to where it couldn't heal for 0, if 1 was the base heal on it, he would instantly be like one of the best, if not the best character in the game. It's really crazy. If you just gave him that guarantee of getting people off death's door, he would instantly be like overpowered. It's crazy. Gem! Thanks, Gem. Yeah, I think Occultist is an incredible character. Yeah, it's too bad you can't use the Butcher Circus trinkets outside of there, yeah.
A time to perform beyond
Can't agree with it. Well, alright. What do I know? I've only streamed this game for 2,500 hours. Have some world records where I use the Occultist, but yeah, he's probably bad. It's probably bad. He has a really good trinkets too. Good base stats aside from apparently the accuracy on his stab. Shovel proof is incredibly important, and yeah, in torchless, absolutely, especially the early games. We need to make it so there's only a single target. Shuffle proofs that can still come into play. So for instance, you have your Occultist in, let's say, you have your Vestal in position 3. Your Vestal in Veteran or Champion gets pulled forward by the groupers. And all she can do is AoE heal, and the AoE heal is like a 6 or whatever, and someone's dying to the groupers' crit pulls. Cultist, I mean, he might heal for low anyway, but he doesn't care if he gets pulled forward by the groupers. He will still do whatever he needed to do against those groupers, right? So it depends on the scenario. There are going to be scenarios where him being able to heal at any position or do his job in a position end up being important with pulls or knockbacks. Whereas your cultist gets pulled to position 1, you're not getting a heal that round. And hey, you might not get a heal that round with the occultist either if you roll a 0, but at least you have the opportunity. We're just gonna up her dodge. Let's do nothing. Is what, Eldritch? Ugh. Performance enhancing tea for the runs. Well, that's true. Let me get some more of that. Redhook hasn't banned performance enhancing tea yet. I like that. That's right. Keep on just trying to hit these people with 100 dodge. Works for me. Banned by Red Bull. Or Red Bull is banned, rather.
The bigger the beast, right, the greater the glory.
That's great. We'll never come back here, so.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the
Wings
earliest
get some
settlers.
encounters, yeah. Red Bull gives you wings. We gotta kill the Heaver. The Heaver can give any disease. I know there's certain ones can't give. But for the most part, it can give really bad diseases. The Ghoul is only going to give the Worries, which sucks, but it's not as bad as someone getting like one of the Plagues or something, or the Runs or something right now. Let's go an Acid Ban. Swine Beaver. There's a scary combination.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
The bot might have been lagged. I think there's also a cooldown on the class thing, so if you've done it within the last hour, tea with just a pinch of cocaine. In Australia, it's called the Squirts. It's called the Squirts here too. There are many names for each
The match is struck. A
consistency
blazing
of
star
poo.
is born.
It would have been kind of weird. I mean, I guess the run's kind of a weird one as well. But if Redhook had decided to
Prodigious size
call it
alone
the
does
Squirts,
not dissuade
that would have
a
been.
sharp blade.
We could show a grotesque level of wealth and throw away the jute tapestry, but we actually have more food than we need, so I'm not going to. But that's when you know. I mean, we're gonna have like 1 million gold back in town by the time this run's done, but Psychite tea from Rimworlds.
Obliterated.
Obliterated. I'm trying to kill the flesh eaters first because, I mean, our dodge is really high anyway, but flesh eaters can give disease, whereas the thunder, we don't have to worry about it. Even if they get through all this dodge, which they're probably not going to, but if they do, we're ready for it.
The blood quickens.
The only one that I'm like concerned at all of things getting through are onto the Hellions. So if we run into a Swine Skeever and he gets like spit to roast crits off on our Vestal or Vestal. So our Hellion's actually good with dodge this time. Noxious blast and flash powder to be excised to enemies visible. Yeah, yeah. Lower that accuracy. Then you can end up getting to 95% dodge with no dodge in your character. Which yeah, that seems like cheating. No. It's funny that you can do that though.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
100% of room battles. I'm not shifting the map over. We have a 95% chance to disarm this. It'll be fine. It's the Nerds Club. It's fine. There's still a chance. Yeah, I'm not going to take it. Like, we don't need the gold, so we can... The curse right now is high. So we can run into curse support mobs that actually need... I mean, we can need it against these munchers as well, but... Not played XCOT recently. 95 is as high as you can get. And this. No kills. Uh-oh.
The light, the promise of safety.
Yeah, attack the Antiquarian. Yep. Ooh, they got through. Don't attack the Vestal is all I care about. Even the Vestal dodged.
The ground quakes.
The bot is rigged. You're not the first to say so.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life.
Man, they're not even hitting the Vestal, which is kind of crazy. How much dodge is the Vestal up to? She's not very high up, 40, so... I guess against these, she's dodging almost half the time. It's still pretty good. Bearded brother in arms.
Annihilated.
Stream. He has a smaller beard than yours, unless, you know, since the last time I saw your stream, you've chopped some of it off or something, but... we don't need to. You might have to if you have an interview sometime or something, but until then,
victory nonetheless.
The beard grows evermore. Arbalest personally thinks she's very underappreciated. This is kind of a weird thing. So, Sausage, every time you come in, we have just talked about what you ask. It's kind of, I don't mind it. I don't mind talking about it again. But we literally had a long conversation earlier today about the Arbalest and how I think the Arbalest Musketeer are underutilized and are actually very good, especially when you have Frontline Occultist. And then that's where we started talking about Frontline Occultist. You're eating lunch, dear game. Yeah, it's just funny that like when you first came in today and you asked something, we had just finished talking about that. But like I said, I don't mind it at all. But didn't like what you thought about Occultist? I mean, Cultist has been instrumental in some of our deathless runs, and the Cultist is just a really good character. His heal is a mass reason why he's either good or bad. He's even if he didn't have a heal, he would still. If you took away his heal and gave him something else in that slot, he would still be a decent character. Like, it's not just his heal. His heal's unreliable, but it doesn't make him bad. It's the topics itself that summons him, maybe.
Masterfully executed.
He's not bad. He's really not. Consistently performs poorly. That's not true. On average, over the course of his healing, he's going to heal for more single target than the Vestal on average, without needing healing trinkets to heal those numbers. Yes, sometimes you get the 1+ bleed or the 0+ bleed, but at max level, there's only like 2 classes in the game baseline that he can even bleed, so you don't even have to worry about bleeding them when you get to that point. He's not the only character with a stun. That's true, but he's the only character with a stun as good as his. And with the extra crit on top of it, he can routinely stun people even through their stun resist they pick up after the first stun. Yeah, he's a really good character. I mean, if you want, you can go watch the run that we have now on YouTube where I literally use an occultist in every single dungeon for all boss, all DLC, Blood Moon, no deaths the entire way through the dungeon, and he is not a liability. Yes, it sucks when you get those low rolls, but much more useful than detrimental. Frontline's not a scary spot for him, though. It's really not. I mean, there's not that many enemies in the game that only target the front line hard. The only one that I really think of that's like hits the front line so hard and so consistently that it's scary is if you have him in position 1 against the Brigand Bloodletter, or in position 1 or 2 against the Giant without having like a man-at-arms in the other front line position. But I'm kind of thinking about throwing down the Antivenom for the bus. I'll do it. I'm not gonna trade out the map. Screw it. So Aspen, welcome in. This crit bark's the best though. No. We probably have more bandages than we need, even though we might throw all this down.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Doesn't matter. It's also one of the best tools to deal with giants. Yeah, because he can stun them 2 rounds in a row, even through pretty easily, even through. And it's not just his baseline higher. We're talking about with Cauldron, right? So it's not just Cauldron. Groupers always scare you. Yeah, but I mean, groupers can hit back, can hit position 3 and 4 grouper can hit position 3 and 4 with spear fishing, and they can pull them forward anyway. So it doesn't really matter if you have your occultist in position 1, 2, 3, or 4 against groupers when you get to veteran and champion. You also debuff incoming damage. Yep. You can basically make certain things like the well, as you mentioned, the Giant, but also things like the Prophet, Swine God, can make them basically deal tickle damage. Good. Yeah, groupers can be scary in general against anyone when you get to veteran or champion, because they can pull forward and more than 2 can hit the same person. It's pretty rough. So yeah, it's not just the occultist's higher stun chance inherent on the move or something like that. It's also the trinkets, the class trinkets that allows him to get to that crazy point. Get unlucky on a round. Oh, I know. It's in a weird kind of way. Quad Piranha, the veteran ones, are almost like spiders. Like if you surprise Quad Piranha and then you miss a couple times, and then they get to go 2 rounds in a row, some of them. It really doesn't matter what position anyone's in. They can just flat out get destroyed. I had a lot of deaths to them, man. Yeah, there are certain mobs in the game I don't want to surprise. Usually. Because if you don't kill them on round 1, or at least kill 1 or 2 of them... Spider is one of those big ones, like I mentioned. We actually don't need the food. We can't get another hunger proc, so might as well get rid of that. Don't need the keys. Don't need the shovels. We can use the torch right over there. This we might need the battle, so yeah, that's fine. All right, what we got here? How's it going, Stuff? Did you end up starting that league yesterday? I heard it was kind of a train wreck. I might try it out today, though. Let's go ahead and get rid of Mercurial here. Pelagic groupers have the markers of a warren city. Up front, dangerous, don't care about positioning. Oh, yeah. They're the swine hookers of the cove. Man, it's a good thing you can't run into, like, stealth piranhas. Do you imagine? So there's a team that you can run into in here that's 3 stealthed swine hookers. Man, imagine running into 3 stealth piranhas. Screw that. That'd be brutal. Hey, 1 skeever. So we did end up running into a skeever. I'm gonna go ahead and use holy water against this team. Keep them as like nice, yeah. The 3 stealth hookers is only veteran. I can't remember if it was veteran or champion. They can't spawn in champion. Each y'all 6 crits. Yeah. Ooh, she dodged it. All right. So last stream we were talking about enemies that have high accuracy and low accuracy. And I never realized that the skeever was a lower accuracy enemy. I don't know what it is, but cripple them seems to hit super often, even when we have stacked dodge. And well, he's not really illustrating my point. But last stream we were talking about, we had 95% dodge on everyone, and cripple them was hitting all the time, even without the debuff stacked yet. It was hitting all the time, and we were like, what's the accuracy on cripple them? It must be 122 boss level accuracy, and it was not. Yeah, 5% is 5%. Sometimes you're just gonna get hit with it over and over. Yeah, Warren's usually has kind of low accuracy. Madman, yeah, that was the first one that I said when we were like, you had to say what has high. I believe Madman has 122 in champion on both of his moves, so boss level accuracy on both of his moves. 26 crit heal. Flung artillery. God, escape cloud's another move I hate in this game. Fungal artillery is another one of those moves where it seems to crit more than what it lists. I don't know if it's just me or what, but when you get 2 of those in the front, chaining escape cloud, it seems like you're just crit all the friggin' time. Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to have like 12%. It does not feel like 12%. It feels more like 20. I'm glad you guys agree with that. So.
The darkness holds dominion.
Prone.
Black as death.
Yeah, I guess to an extent. I believe every crit stat in the game aside from Escape Cloud. I can get on board with that. All right, let's see here. None of these are really gonna matter. I guess I'll just get rid of Calm. I like a dungeon.
Some experiments should have never happened. You are doing just
Yeah, Escape Cloud is
ending
really
them.
brutal. That's one of those moves that a lot of times I'd rather just take the mark crits from the scratchers. Even if you don't count the blight, not getting the blight, and just killed him. Wheel backliners are so dangerous to the front line. Yeah. Fetid Sensor. Fetid Sensor also seems to apply disease a lot. It's weird. Belly aching. Spotted Fever. Ague.
Welcome back. Your steadfast
Eldritch
loyalty
Slayer.
is greatly appreciated.
That's good. These we're gonna have to get rid of, for sure. Randleman, 23 months. Weekend Adam's side. Randleman, thank you for the resub. 23 months, man. It's almost 2 years. Hey, Randleman, much love to Randleman for the continued support. Appreciate it.